that can fit into your existing workflow without modifying much, but immediately providing you the value. Hello, AI Wizard here. Today, we're going to see how can we use AI features, LLM advancements in Zapier. This is not an FCP video, this is a simple Zapier automation using AI. We're going to cover Zapier's MCP videos, guides, tutorials in the next videos, so subscribe if you're interested in that. For now, we're going to explore some simple workflow that I particularly care about. So I don't like to use email, but I'm not able to run from it. So a lot of people still send me emails. I have to read them. Now, in my case, my preferred way of communication is some sort of messaging application. So in this particular case, it's Slack. So I like Slack. I like it. I like the instantaneous nature of it. And I'm always on Slack during my work, after my work. So here I have a Zap configured. And I'm basically going to show you how I did it. So at the beginning, once you register on Zapier, you would probably end up in the screen that looks similar to this. And what you can do here, after you register, you can go to popular templates here. You can click on browse all templates and you can simply search for Gmail and Slack. Simply type these two words and just search for it. Once we see, so once we're here, we'll be able to see some of the pre-configured template workflows that we are going to use in our Zap. So first, we need to figure out which one exactly we want. And in my particular case, I think I see this one that should do the job. So get Slack notification for important Gmail messages. I think this works for me. So I'm just going to click on it. So once we're here, we're going to click on try it. And after that, we'll see this template. It may not look exactly like this if you've chosen some different template because there are a bunch of similar templates, but just make sure you have a step called new email and some step that says send. So it can be channel message or it can be direct message. So in my case, I prefer direct message. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove this like so. Yep. And then we need to configure all of this. So here, once you click on the first step, it will first show you this setup window, as you can see on the right. So here, it will show you the app that is chosen. So in our case, it's Gmail, and then the events. So there will be a bunch of events to choose from. So in our case, what we care about is new email. So which means that whenever we receive any email in our inbox, after that, we need to connect the account. So this window will show the authentication window. So you just click on the button and you simply connect your email address, your Gmail address, and it's a very straightforward classic authentication with Gmail, so you won't have any issues there. All right. So I already have the email connected. After that, we go to configure, and then you can choose like what kind of messages, inboxes you want to include. So in my case, I just leave it as whatever is default. All right. So I'm going to go to test. And after that, you need to kind of like test the trigger and just go through that step. All right. I'm not going to show it. Just click on this button. It will load for a while and then it will be done. All right. So the first step will be done. So now here, we don't want immediately get the Slack notification. What we actually want, we want to have AI here. So that's where AI comes in. So we click on the plus here. So this means that we now have a second step. So the Slack message will be the last step. So on the second step, we choose AI by Zapier. Okay. So once we click here, the first step, again, as usual, we configure all the steps. The first setup, we just leave as it is. Now in configure, here we want to write the prompt. This is the place where we basically ask AI what we want to do. So we need to kind of tell it to, for example, summarize the email into one concise message. And then we need to connect the Gmail. So one easier way to do this, so basically here, what we need to make sure is that AI is aware, like it gets the input from Gmail. So yeah, one easy way to do this to actually click on this button here. So we open on Prompt Builder, and this will just kind of describe what we want to do. So in our case, I want AI to summarize the email. Okay, and we just leave it at that. And then I'm going to say generate prompt. So what it will do, it will auto-generate the prompt for me inside this configuration. So we're going to wait for a while. Let's give it a moment. Okay, so I generated this prompt. So it's basically saying you're a master for email summarization. You are asked to create concise summaries of emails, blah, blah, blah. It gives an example, all right? So it's basic stuff. You can read if you want, all right? Here, the important thing is it will usually generate this email content. So we need to click on it, click on the plus, and that's where we need to make sure that we get the email. So, okay, we kind of have to complete the previous step. So I'm just going to go back on Gmail here and just do the testing here, all right? So this will basically validate that it works. So I'll just continue with the selected record. Okay, so we're done here. So now we can go back here and we can click on the configure. Let's open the prompt assistant. Let's click on this email content. We click on the plus. Okay, so now there is a bunch of options here. So what we want to look for, we want to look for body plain, okay? So once we choose that, the AI will get access to every email that we get. So in that case, it will be able to output the summary. So you can see here, output fields. Basically, it outputs as output. So literally, like if we are talking about text format, it will be something like colon and then like actual AI output here. All right. So that's what it will happen behind the scenes. Okay. So then the description of that output field, again, if you are using prompt builder like this, you don't have to actually deal with most of it, only the Gmail part that I showed just now, okay? After that, we click continue, we click on the test step, and what will happen is it might take some time to perform the testing, but you can just click on the test step. It's just to make sure that it kind of works. It won't actually do much, all right? So it's just to make sure that the Zap is configured correct, okay? Yeah, and then last part would be the Slack. Very simple. So in the Slack, all we need to do, again, it will show the app as a Slack. We want to choose the event. So in my case, I have chosen direct message. You are able to choose something like send to channel and so on and so forth. So in my case, it's just send direct message because I want to get it directly. And then we have to authenticate account. Again, there will be a button. You just click on it. It will just authenticate with the Slack. Okay. Then the configure part here, there are only couple of things to modify. So first, choose the username. So where are you going to send this message? So in my case, I have chosen myself. All right. So I want this message to come to me only. All right. And then the actual message text. So I just put some placeholder. So ho new email. All right. And then what I did here, I basically typed slash, and then you will be able to choose the second step, which is AI step, and then click on the output. So this will be actual summary output by AI. All right. So it will read your email, summarize it, and then send to you on Slack. So after that, you just choose this option. So you will see something similar to this. You can leave everything else on default. Then you just continue. And then again, as usual, you just run the test and that's it. And in the end, you will be able to basically get notified in Slack whenever you receive the emails. So in my case, as you can see, I got this email message. All right. And if we go to my Slack now, you can see that I have this nice summary. It's a very great feature. It's a very cool use case of AI that can fit into your existing workflow without modifying much, but immediately providing you the value. All right. So that's why I like it a lot. That's why we're exploring Zapier now. We're going to explore Zapier MCP as well in the next guides. So subscribe if you're interested. And if we read this summary, it says the Email Express appreciation for the YouTube video content and inquiries whether consulting services are offered. Someone is actually interested if we have any consulting services, and we do. If you go to our profile here on YouTube, all you need to do is to click on this URL, myprivatellm.com, and we will consult you on all things AI, private AI, custom development, custom deployment, training, everything for your company or professional use case. All right, so that's it, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.